How you feeling?
A little bit better every day. Got a ways to go, but I'm walking and I'm driving, so back is feeling better.
Good. Fantastic.
For asking.
Senior mom.
Hey, so Katie, where are you?
I'm in Hamden.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been here for about a year, was in DC for 7 years prior to that, and Baltimore actually for 4 before that.
Yeah, I was looking at your bio. It sounds really cool. Looks like you've been jumping into lots of stuff. It's
Yeah,
good to just jump in, just go, you know?
Yeah, my addictive
know.
personality needed an adventure.
That's good.
What's your business, Mary Ellen?
I'm an executive coach, so I kind of know I'm trying to help people do the same stuff, like get more into an adventure mindset and less into an anxiety mindset.
It's really hard to make that change.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. It still baffles me the amount of pain that I was willing to endure before actually making any changes.
Yeah, that's really cool to say too, because I think that people stay away from the pain, not realizing that they're in pain. It's just a comfortableness of being in pain. So it's like if you move through it, then it's actually kind of eye-opening, but it's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of unconscious deprivation.
So yeah, no kidding. That's a cool way to say it too.
Okay, we'll wait a couple more minutes. Marna, should we put the poll question up now, or what do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Try to get people moving this morning.
Yeah.
Morning, Kiefer.
Hey, Joe, how you been?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
Okay. Better take a couple minutes and figure out this poll question to help Katie moving forward. Morning, Pam.
Morning.
Hi, everybody.
Good
Hey,
morning.
Susan.
Good morning, everybody. East Coast, Mary Ellen?
I am, but I'm West Coast next week, so flying again.
Flying again.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Jim.
Hi, Stacy.
Morning.
Dave Stock, you're back in town, looks like.
He's still connecting.
He's connecting.
Is he?
Morning, people.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Brian.
How's
He
Kiefer?
also looks like he got a haircut.
Good, good. Karen Bradford, you looking good this morning.
Thank you, Kiefer. You are as well.
Vaccinated and everything, looking good.
Yeah, waiting for number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Got my number 2 yesterday. It's great.
Oh, what is this? Poll in progress.
Dave, did you do it right over at the stadium?
No, went to the convention center.
Oh, still not far for you.
What is that?
Thanks, man. Nope. All good. Felt a little rough yesterday, though, but feeling a bit much better today.
You're looking as good as you can.
Kiefer, as I got through my muse, man, I'm doing okay.
Awesome.
It's one of the bond meetings again.
One of the what?
Bond meetings, I think, from Jimmy Seafood and.
Oh, that, yeah.
Everybody jump on the question and answer that, please.
Good morning,
What?
everybody.
No.
Kiefer, how you doing?
Good, man.
Haven't bumped into you anywhere. You out and about?
I'm out and about. Yeah, but I haven't bumped into you either, so it's a sad day for me.
Well, that's why I get on this call, so I can see that smiling face of yours.
That's it. That's it. It's smiling because of you, man. Just remember that. Kelly, how you been?
Busy with pups. Who let the dogs out?
Mhm.
And everybody, lots of people have gone away. Good for them, right? Good for me.
Good.
Can't take a year off and not get busy again.
That's right.
Everybody put your information in the chat room so everybody can network and do what Bond's all about. We're recording the conversation today. Marnie, how are we doing on the polls? Everybody jumped on it already?
Yes, we're actually getting really good responses. 84% have voted so far.
Okay. Let's get another 16%. Let's go. Okay. Wait another 30 seconds. Jeff Cordella, how you doing, man? You busy this time of year? Richard Bach, is that you?
What about Richard Bach? He's here.
Okay, let's get this show on the road. Marnie, why don't you give us the answers to the poll question, please?
Absolutely. I'm ending now and I'm going to share the results. Ooh,
Consolidated insurance.
oh, 52% contentment.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'm sure he was, but like, I mean, just like.
I'm gonna
He was
save
what?
these results too on my end, just for, you know, in case we want to use them in the future.
Probably not.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing the results.
It's
If
also.
that's okay, Kiefer?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yep. Katie, hope that helps you out. Everybody, please mute your
Home instead senior care. This is another one.
Perfect. And, you know, a lot of good news to talk about. Bond is definitely moving forward in a great direction. We've made some tweaks to the website. You know, Marnie's jumped on to kind of help us, you know, from an administrative standpoint. For everybody who doesn't know Marnie, she's in the chat this morning. She's our new administrative assistant or virtual assistant, right? So you're in Virginia and we're here in Baltimore and all over the place. So things are great, holding down the fort and, you know, picking up where Anna left off for sure. So it's fantastic. A lot of other good news. The Bel Air location, our Bel Air group, Richard Bach and his motley crew up in Bel Air won the Jimmy's Famous Seafood, raising some significant money for the Famous Fund. I think we raised over $2,500 for the Famous Fund within all our groups, and a lot of most everybody, most every group participated in the event, which was fantastic. So very proud of that. And Jimmy's was very, very excited when they found out that we raised that kind of money. So keep kicking butt, everybody. And we're going to figure out how to get a food truck or something up to the Bel Air area. Maybe we can do it at Kelly's location in Joppa. She's a magnet for Jimmy's food trucks there, and have a lunch, you know, with the Bel Air group one day and get some pictures for the website. So it's fantastic. A lot of good stuff. Where's Stacy? Stacy Munsell, you on the call? There she is, all glammed up and looking good.
Yeah.
Stacy's running our Green Spring location, and we've been cruising pretty well with some new members there and things like that. So Stacy, why don't you talk 2 seconds about that and, you know, what you're looking for if you need any help or what have you.
Sure. Well, thank you, Kiefer. I was excited to start my own group. Kiefer knows that I always kind of wanted to do that. I helped him with the Bond group in Baltimore, but we meet the third Tuesday of the month, 9 to about 10:15, 10:30, depending on, you know, our collaboration at the end and our speakers. I'm not sure, I haven't been counting because I feel like the members have been rolling in, but Marnie, we might have like 6 to 7 solid members now, and we have a lot of other people interested. Anybody wants to just kind of pop in and see what we're doing, please do so. We are looking for a couple, we need insurance, I know. It looks like we might be filling commercial real estate. You know, our group, as Kiefer knows and Marnie probably knows, is kind of diverse. We don't have a lot of the traditional like accountant, insurance, real estate. Like we have a lot of different categories in our group, which I think is going to make it really fun and bring a lot to the table, especially when we do group meetings and group events, which when we get to that point, we'll do more of that. So thank you. I'm excited to be part of Bond more so than I ever have been.
Great. It's good having you. You're a great leader. So
Thanks.
you. Well, without further ado, we have a very world famous, renowned speaker from downtown Hamden this morning. Katie Shannon is a life coach. Her motto is not to play small, play big, be wild and crazy, which I love. That's my philosophy 100%. She's all about high performance, personal power, which can never hurt anybody in today's world, that's for sure. #1 salesperson at the Four Seasons Hotel in DC. So that says a lot about her brand and where she's been and how she's going to get you to the next level. And we'd like to welcome Katie Shannon.
So good to be here. Hi, everybody. So I like to start every presentation, every talk with a short little meditation. So if I could get you all to close your eyes. We're going to get grounded in this space. And if I could get you to take one big, beautiful breath in. And one big, beautiful breath out. And I just want to express my gratitude to be with you all this morning, to be introduced to Bon, and my gratitude to Kiefer for bringing me into this beautiful, luscious group of beautiful souls that came here this morning, hoping to learn something, to disrupt themselves in a new, interesting way, to live more in abundance, and to just enjoy this journey, especially since 2020 has just been a year of presence, of having to be present for every moment, whether it was painful, whether it was beautiful, whether it expressed freedom or doubt, fear. We were here for all of it. And I'm grateful for this connection, these connections that we're building and that we're making together. I want to affirm that we're exactly where we are meant to be in this journey. And my intention for this time is to wake us up even more so to our current reality, our current opportunities, and where can we find gratitude in all parts of our lives, especially when it pertains to the energy, the profound energy that money has in our lives. And with that, I release this prayer and let's get this party started. All right. Okay, I'm going to share screen. There we go. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, or I'm going to ask the question, what is your relationship to the energy of money? I remember when I first heard this question, I'm like, what do you mean? What is the energy of money? And what I realized was that the energy of money had such a more profound definition than I was even aware of when I looked back at my history, not only personally, but also specifically professionally. I moved to Baltimore in 2010. I worked at the Harbor Court Hotel. It was like my first real job. I was super excited. I was making $40,000 a year, and I was so ready to prove myself. And I was so grateful for the opportunity until I found something even better. And that was the Four Seasons Hotel in Baltimore that was soon to be launched. I knew I had to be at that property. I wanted to be with the best of the best. I wanted to be in an entrepreneurial environment. And I wanted to launch something that had not existed before in Baltimore, which was ultimate luxury. And so I did whatever I could to get to that job. I would have done it for free. And I worked my ass off. And it was a wild ride. It was completely entrepreneurial. We came up against so many challenges opening that property. And as I said before, I would have worked there for free. And so I really killed myself internally in order to prove that I was worthy of that position. And I worked so hard that I remember my boss, my director of marketing, saying, we're going to need you to take a couple of days off because we're worried you're going to end up in the hospital. You don't know how to chill, and you don't know how to just take a breath and take care of yourself. And I'm like, I don't know what you mean. I need to keep going. We need sales. We need to get this thing off the ground. And I didn't really pay attention to myself and understand what the energy of money and bringing it in and wanting to attract it and going after it had over me. Now, the beautiful side of this is the Washington, D.C. property of Four Seasons took notice. And they wanted me to come to that property and do what I did in Baltimore, infuse some energy, some creativity. And I came in and I was super nervous because it was a big market. It was, if you make it here, you can go anywhere. And so much of my self-esteem was wrapped up in it. I don't know if I'm ready. But I went after it anyway. And what I found was once I understood the machine, how the money machine worked, how people spent, how people wanted to spend their money in this particular marketplace, I was on fire. I understood the machine. My gross sales grew 20% year over year. I averaged about $2 million of food and beverage revenue when I was in the event sales department. And what came more and more apparent was that because I understood how it worked, I understood how the money machine worked, I didn't have to work that hard. And that was very confusing to me because all I ever knew growing up was that we have to work really hard for things that we want. And most of the time they're unattainable. And so that boredom created these really uncomfortable internal stories in me because I wasn't struggling. And that felt more uncomfortable than actual struggling. So again, that energy of money and having the abundance of it, I didn't know how to manage it. I knew how to go after it. I knew how to try to hunt for it, but I didn't know how to accept it just sort of coming in because I was showing up in my power. So what did I do after 3 years? I decided to peace out. And I wanted to go find something that I thought was going to be more exciting, more interesting. And so I left the Four Seasons and I ended up working for the Plank family office. And I managed Kevin Plank's personal real estate, 4 of his homes. The one in the right-hand corner was actually the house that I lived in for a year and that I managed. I was in the heart of Georgetown. Everything looked so beautiful from the outside. But what was going on in my internal story was I was dying on the inside. I was mirrored around me all of the insecurities of my own unworthiness, of what I didn't think that I deserved for myself. And so I started to self-sabotage. I started getting a little lazy. My job was actually very easy compared to what I was used to from being in a 24-hour hotel. And so I didn't understand what was going on and I went spiraling into a depression. And so I ended up finding my replacement and I ended up leaving and I was like, I need to figure out what's going on internally with me. But because I was so in my ego at that time, I really also struggled with asking for help because I thought that I needed to figure it out on my own. And I didn't put any correlation to the energy of money at that time. I just was paying attention to like what my body was feeling, but not being able to actually identify it. And so what did I do? I left and I started over. I went to go bartend on my friend's party boats in Georgetown called the Boomerang Yacht Boats. This picture describes that entire summer. It was like, I don't really belong here. I'm way better than this. And like, you have no idea who I am and what I've accomplished. And at the same time, I don't want that anymore. And I'm actually really happy, but I can't even accept and enjoy the fact that I'm free and that I don't have to think about sort of what's next, what I'm building. I just need to be present in this moment. And so there was all this confusion. And so what I equated was that boredom and stability and financial security and success and freedom equals boredom and being sort of poor and having to hustle and have to scrounge and have to sort of figure out what's the next move felt so much safer to me. And like, where is the money going to be coming next? I don't know, but I felt so much safer in that state. And a lot of that has to do with my familial stories and my family of origin and their stories that were passed on to me. So I finally asked for help. And I was presented with this emotional guidance scale. And I was like, what is this? And what I realized was that so much of the energy of money and my belief system around it were around these lower vibration vibes of fear, of depression, of powerlessness, of victimhood, of insecurity. Unworthiness was huge. Even though on the outside, I looked just like this and I like presented a good story and I could sell for somebody else. But when it came to me, I always felt really, really insecure. I felt jealous of other people, of what they had, and felt like I had lack. And so I stayed there because I didn't know how to get up that spiral to enthusiasm, to joy, to empowerment, to freedom, to love and appreciation. And that place where it really kept me in that bottom place was that boredom. And so as an entrepreneur, we often feel like we constantly need to be in that frenetic mode. We see entrepreneurs all the time who have built these incredible companies, and then they get bored, so they keep building in other directions, but they're not really focused, and then it all comes falling down. I know we've all seen it in the news. Adam Newman from WeWork. There's a number of other banks that's happened to as well. And so it's so important for us to really understand our internal story and what's going on. And what I have found in my own life is that in order for me to move strategically up that scale, the quickest way for me to get there is in gratitude. Gratitude for what I have currently now, and really taking care of myself first, so that I can really stand in my power and attract the things that I want into my life, the clients that I want, the business partners that I want, the employees that I want. I can't do that from a place of like, how do I get it? I need it now. I need it from, I'm so grateful for everything that I have now and the things that are coming into my life. And so I'd love to have a discussion going out into break rooms for you and breakouts in your business. If you were to ask money and the energy of money in your business, what would it say? What would it say about you as a handler? As soon as it gets invited in, am I asked to go out again? There's never enough of me to satisfy the people who use me. I'm so loved and appreciated. When I arrive, people celebrate. When I'm paid out, people are full of gratitude for my service. I'm always needed and wanted and not ever appreciated. People hoard me because they're scared this is the last of me they will ever see. So I invite you to go into breakout rooms, discuss this. And the biggest sort of revelation of this as well is when I really looked at my own story and I started saying like, oh yeah, I do that. I do this as soon as I get it and it goes out, is actually how I treat myself. And what we need to realize is that the way we treat money, not only in our businesses, but in our life, is actually how we treat ourselves. So how are you treating yourself today? And what would money say about you?
Hey, Katie, I'm going to launch the breakout rooms. How long would you like the breakout rooms to go? Maybe 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, say 3 minutes. Okay. And if everyone could just say what comes up from them, if the first thing that comes to them when they think you're to ask money.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Yes.
Not enough time.
Enough time. That was not enough time.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
We just went through who we were and then boom, 55 seconds.
Not enough time, not enough time.
Not enough time.
Well, we can always go back for a minute or two.
Yeah, so we're ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. So I'd love if if a couple of you would raise your hands in the participant section if you want to share. I would love to hear.
I'll share.
Right ahead.
I'm putting my hand up, but you're supposed to hit the chat room share.
Go ahead. I think we have a small enough group where we can do it. Go ahead.
All right, Deborah Bakelich, Senior Care Lifestyles. I'm the owner. I work with seniors and families in crisis, trying to find out the next step on caregiving or where they should go or assisted living. So my big thing, relationship with money, I was brought up, you always work, nothing is handed for free. You never quit a job till you have another job. And I was in corporate America for like 27 years, and I decided to leave the security of a paycheck every 2 weeks, all the healthcare benefits, and start my own company. And so I have that mentality that you don't have enough. You don't have enough. Where's the next order? What are you going to do? I swore I'd never be on straight commission, and that's exactly what I am. It is straight commission. I bring it in or I don't bring it in. I close the deal or I don't close the deal. And it's really not a deal because I'm dealing with emotions and a lot of psychology, and it's a different type of selling because you really have to become an extension of the family that you're working with and be more compassionate. And it's not about the money, it's about the services. So it's a roller coaster. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's slow, sometimes there might be nothing, but it balances out at the end. So if you look at the whole year, it's good.
And what would money say to you? If it were to give...
To me, it's freedom. To me, it's freedom because I live a very active lifestyle, and to me, it lets me work hard and play hard.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Who else would like to share?
Money is like water in a garden hose. It just squirts all over the place for me. And can't keep it in my pocket. I can't keep it in my hand. It just dries as quick as I get it in the hose.
Does it feel like it's just like a cycle, like it's almost not even there? It's just, and when it goes out, does it feel, is there this constant feeling of like the need for more?
Yeah, my wife would say there should be a need for more, but I don't. I feel content with it sometimes, but there's always more things to do with the money. So, I think it's a driver for sure.
Kiefer, I hope this is not being recorded. Otherwise, you could be blackmailed for saying that.
Of course, it's recorded.
Anyone else like to share?
Yeah, I would say, this is Kelly Cullum. I would say money says, I am so loved and appreciated. Whenever I people celebrate and when I'm paid out, people are full of gratitude. In my inside sales department, it's a little tiny group. We have a bell. And when the sales come in and when they make a big sale, the bell rings. And I'm always reminded, like, if It's a Wonderful Life, when the bell rings, an angel gets its wings. It sure does, because there's something else that gets its wings, right? It's money that we needed to spend for, I don't know, pools for the dogs or whatever it is. So my entire team, because we started at the beginning sharing our P&L and where we were and what it meant, everybody celebrates when it comes in, and everybody is grateful for when we can get some of the things that they were hopeful for.
Beautiful. Sounds like where you are working, where is just like a fun place to be.
We try. Yep. And well, it's hard not to laugh every day with dogs, to be honest with you, but yes.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Anyone else want to share one last quick share?
Hey, Katie, this is Mary Ellen. One really good thing about what Kelly was talking about, though, is how transparent she is with her staff. And so what I love about this conversation is because our definition of money and how we work with it can come from generations before us, it can be interesting to see what rules people have about how much do you tell your employees about the money. And when you come from a place of, no, money is private, they don't need to know, Kelly's a great result of when people know how engaged they can become versus nosy. Like there's that notion of they're not nosy, they're like, I want to be a part of this. So I think that's a great learning for everyone to realize. And it's not something that many people, owners, entrepreneurs usually do with their staff.
Yes, totally agree with that. I think we're so focused too on the KPIs and not the overall vision of what we're trying to create. And especially in a year like 2020, just the initial like, what's this going to look like? And that nervousness and frenetic energy. Getting back to that place of like, what are we building? Why are we building it? Does everyone understand why we're building it? What the vision is and how that money and the energy of money is going to help us and be a tool to get us there in that way. So thank you so much for bringing that up, Mary Ellen. Let me see. So just a couple of small things that I think are really important and make a huge impact. We're all about abundance and appreciation. So we go up that spiral scale to freedom. On our invoices, all that is invested is good and will return itself 7 times. When we have money going out, when we're sending out invoices, are we sending gratitude with those invoices? Are we sending gratitude for the services that are rendered in sales? I love that this was mentioned, taking a moment to thank every sale for nourishing your business and celebrate the abundance coming your way. Do we take a moment to really be in the moment and celebrate if it's a small sale, if it's a big sale, so that again, we're inviting more of that energy in. Our energetic vibe attracts our monetary tribe. And our culture, infusing fun into everything we do. If it is just about production, and I will tell you, I think that was what I struggled with the most at the Four Seasons DC. I was only focused on producing and not focused on interesting, fun, strategy, creativity. That part of myself metastasized and then turned into depression and anger. And I was like a terrible person to be around at the end, even though I was bringing money in. So how can you infuse fun into everything you do? Creativity and productivity must coexist. Otherwise, you are not maximizing your workforce. I see time and time again, brilliant people working in high pressure environments, and they're not actually maximizing what their output is because it's so focused on having to perform and not being able to really celebrate and take space up and be their full selves. And so you're not really able to maximize the workforce in that way because everyone's going to become burnout and they're going to look for somewhere else to work. So I hope this was helpful, and I so appreciate your time this morning. I hope I gave you something to think about, and you continue to nourish your businesses and nourish yourselves. Know that they're both interdependent of each other. It's a reciprocal relationship. There is not our work and our business and then us. It is interwoven, and this is a year where we can really build and look at things differently because of what happened in 2020. So thank you.
Katie, how do people work with you? I mean, what kind of clients are you looking for from a business perspective to grow your money hose?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. So I have a couple of different revenue streams. I work one-on-one with clients, specifically executives around the aspects of deprivation and where they are living in deprivation in their lives, and it's usually unconscious. I also formulate about 4 mastermind groups a year, specifically for women executives. And then I also do business strategy and creativity consulting for businesses who are looking to infuse this kind of environment and culture and looking at their current business strategy and how to maximize it and how to maximize their sales force.
Fantastic. Anybody have any questions for Katie before she rolls out? Come on, really? Okay, perfect. Katie, thanks very much for your time and your efforts this morning and your energy. I mean, that's what was really exciting. Everybody give her a golf clap, of course. And if we have your contact information, we're definitely going to put you up on our website. We're going to post this on our YouTube channel and the video. And thanks for the inspiration. It's fantastic.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care. Awesome. Bye. Cool. Marty, we're going to do one more breakout room, right? Let's talk about in the breakout rooms a little bit about what's next for Bond. With the advent of the vaccine and things like that. And, where is bond, are we going to get back to one-on-one? Are we going to get back to in-person meetings and things like that? I think that would be a great breakout topic. So can we do a little bit longer? Maybe 8 minutes or so. And then, we'll come back and talk about the feedback and then wrap this puppy up. Is that good for everybody?
Yep.
Okay, let's do it, Marnie.
All right, here we go. See y'all soon.
Can't wait.
was good timing.
Is that long enough this time, Alex?
No, it's never long enough.
Never long enough.
It was way too long, way too long.
Kevin?
I'm kidding.
It just depends on the group you're in.
There's no happy
right.
medium.
I thought it was perfect, Marnie. I thought it was perfect.
Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna remember that, Kevin.
Great job, Marnie.
I never heard Spargo say anything negative before, so at least he just found out he actually is normal.
No, he's not.
He was with 3 women. It was him and 3 women. So I guess.
Oh, well, there you go.
It was a great group. I just.
Smart man.
That's fantastic. Love it. Love the energy. So what's the consensus, everybody? Do we get together soon or do we not? Stay conservative. I'm not going to ask Richard Bach.
Get together.
Get together.
Yeah.
Ours was more of a hybrid. If they want to do personal choice, just do it.
A person.
I want ones that are both virtual and live at the same time.
That's a lot of technical.
It is,
hard if
but
everybody's-
people are going to be re-entering at different time frames depending on their personal situation. So, as opposed to just virtual or live, could we potentially do some kind of?
How would you do that? Stream it?
Yeah.
I have no idea, Kevin.
Yeah, it would depend on the location you're meeting at, Wi-Fi or internet bandwidth, and then you'd also have to have a webcam. You could do it, but it's going to depend on each location that people are meeting at and how technical or technically savvy the people they are have running the meeting.
Yep.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely not, it's not that simple.
I can
Any
tell
school
you somebody-
teachers on? They seem to know how to do that right now.
Yeah.
I can tell you as somebody who has worked virtual for a long time and sometimes is in meetings where everybody's sitting in a conference room and you're the only one maybe who's virtual. That's a different experience than like Kevin's talking about if you actually have that set up where there's a screen and there's a method and there's a sound system that they can hear. So I think that's something just to keep in mind is that just saying we can do it, but there's a difference between being able to do it and doing it well so that everybody has a good experience in that combined setting.
Yep.
Yeah, remember the early days of Zoom, how the technical abilities of most of us were challenged 100%. So let's not do
And
it.
look how well you rose to
But
the occasion.
we've done great.
Yeah, we have.
How many times I was texting or emailing, where's the link? I can't get them.
Yeah,
And that was till last week.
Thanks, Susan. Appreciate it.
No,
Jeez,
I'm the
look
one
at
that's
that.
texting you. We knew we could count on each other. One of us would find the right link.
Right.
Fantastic. But I think Baltimore County's doing a chamber event next on May 6th. Is that what we said, Jeff? Was that
Yes.
May 6th? A
Just got that
breakfast.
invite this morning.
So
In person? Oh, wow.
in
Allison
person.
Chambers doing a breakfast next week or in 2
Are they
weeks.
really?
Yeah, 2
I'm
weeks.
curious, when we came back to this group and Kiefer said, okay, what does everyone want? I felt like the voices I heard said in person. But I know from my own group breakout, it was more mixed. So I'm curious if there's a way, Marnie, Kiefer, whomever, without calling it, I mean, we're all visual here. What is our breakdown? Do people think yes in person, keep virtual? I mean, I don't, it's not just like whoever speaks loudest gets it,
Could probably do a
so-
quick poll, Marnie. Right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, I didn't
Kevin,
want to put
let's-
her on the spot for that, but
Hey, she's the assistant. She is the virtual, like.
That's what
guru.
I'm here for, right?
there you
Yeah,
go.
that's it.
Guru. Kiefer, we are doing
On our desk and raise our hand at the right time and nobody sees who you vote for.
Kiefer, we're doing a small little get together at the end of the month for our group.
Well,
And if
thank you.
people want to come, well, it's for our group, but I'll invite you, Keither.
Not part of your group?
No, I don't know. You know what? I really haven't even gotten to invites.
Oh,
We
okay.
just started it, but just for people that feel comfortable to come, just because none of us have, I mean, some of us have met. I mean, I've met everybody, but nobody else has really met each other in person.
Yeah, I think everybody's doing one-on-ones and things like that. And
Yeah, they're trying to do that.
it's about whatever works for each other,
Sure.
I don't think there's any pressure in this group to get together individually and in person, but
Mhm.
several of us on this call have met personally and individually, so it's all good.
Hey guys, I'm launching the poll now. It's basic, but when Kiefer says something, I get it up quick.
I love your attitude, Marnie.
So do I.
On top of it.
But one of the things that we were talking about really quick, and I was just kind of, it's not a reminder, it's a reminder for everybody, but a reminder I had to do also is that, I think one of the reasons that we meet once a month is because Bond was kind of created with the idea we're all crazy busy executives or, peer, but that during that month you could meet with people individually. And I think that's one of the key things that, like, the pandemic can't stop, whether it's a virtual coffee or whether it's an in-person coffee, it doesn't make any difference. But that one-on-one connection that I think a lot of us are like, yeah, I want to hug and all that. I totally get it. Because me, I'm the biggest hugger. But it's like, even if you want to stay virtual for a while, you can still get that connection, make a virtual coffee versus, just going like, oh, well, I can't talk to people until we're back in person.
Hey, I have a question on that poll, Kevin.
Yep.
When you put hybrid, what was going through my mind, are you talking about what Pam was saying, both at the same meeting, or just, do them in person and then do them separately virtual? So I kind of read that a little bit different. Hybrid meeting, the same meeting would have Zoom and in person.
That's the way I had meant it as well when I posted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just from a technical standpoint, I don't know that we can afford to do that.
I don't think we can do it.
But we'll certainly try. We have, and the whole idea is to have a bunch of events that people can join and not join, and different outlets to network and what have you. So I think the monthly momentum meeting is a great way to keep the virtual piece together. The group meetings are still going to probably be virtual for a while, but we can start, I think, adding other like the food truck, Kelly's location, and Joppa Town or Joppa would be a great spot, and people could come out and socially distance in the parking lot and have lunch or whatever. And I think you go to Guinness Brewery, we talked about that. We talked about a golf thing in our group. Jay Perkins has got a great spot where we could do some golf lesson by him, and putt and golf, and whoever wants to putt or whoever wants to go to the driving range can do their thing individually. So I think there's ways to do it. I think there's ways to thrive, doing it and be safe at the same time. So I'm excited.
Another hybrid option could be alternating months. So 1 month you do it live, 1 month you do it virtually. That would have the added benefit of maintaining this easy ability of people to visit other groups.
Yeah.
I'd love to go out and visit Frederick, but I'm not driving 2 hours to get there.
Yeah.
So if we go in alternating months and everybody's got a chance to visit everybody else's group, somebody that's completely not comfortable meeting personally doesn't have to give up being in Bond because the group is meeting personally, and we get around the technology problem. So I mean, that's kind of where I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah. So let's, I love the feedback. There's a lot of great stuff in the chat room. Kelly, you're pretty witty and I love it.
Good one.
Gonna have a bite with Kelly, and we'll sort that out. Maybe we do at the end of May or something like that, or give everybody some time to get vaccinated, settle down, and see what happens with the breakfasts at the chamber events and things like that. Make sure there's no big spike, and we'll let something roll out. So we'll work on that. We'll get the Bel Air people their launches, and thank you all for your donations. And I think today was a great meeting. So thank you all. Anybody?
Thank you, Kiefer.
Yeah, thanks, Kiefer.
You bet.
Thank you,
Anybody
Marty.
have anything they want to add before we take off? We have 4 minutes or 6 minutes, I think. Anybody want to talk about anything? Everybody good?
Actually, I'm
Thanks
curious,
for
how many
bringing
people
Katie
have
in.
the full vaccine? Raise their hand. Yep. Just curious. Only about, was that half? Yeah,
I
about
get mine today at 10:45.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think in a month, this will be a lot different result.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's one of the things we talked about is time, is that we might have a really different answer if we gave it a little bit more time.
You're right.
We get a chance to see what it feels like to walk out in the world and be okay with walking in the world and not freaking out about it. And, that may help people.
We also have to respect and be careful of those people who choose not to.
No doubt.
And
Right.
how we ask those questions in meetings and hold events based on that. There's a whole controversy out there. We need to be very, very cautious legally of how we propose that question to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, what's one of the, the leadership things that we've all talked about in our board meetings and what have you is there's no pressure here at all. I think this is a pressureless organization, honestly. And, that's going to be my, motto moving forward. I know Kevin probably shares the same thing is, it's networking. It's not, B2B or B&I. We're not spending a fortune to join this. It's volunteer organization. It's a volunteer leadership, and it's all about what makes you feel happy. And there's definitely not a lot of pressure here. So I agree with that 100%. Deborah, thanks for bringing that up.
We all have to be aware of that.
Yeah,
I was in another network group and it didn't sit well with several people. So we just have to respect people's personal choices.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Right. I agree 100%. So everybody have a great month. We got another great speaker coming up in May, and it's great seeing everybody on Zoom. And thank you all for your time.
Thanks, Kiefer. Good luck with shot number 2.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Take care. Marnie, great job.
Thanks, Kiefer.
Thanks, guys.
Go O's.
That's it. Go O's. That's right.